What's next? Let's talk about dealing with the ego. The ego is an ally and not your enemy. You don't have to kill your ego. You just have to learn to use it to your benefit. Yes, the ego is probably the predominantly responsible for most suicides. The negative self-talk, the source of that is the ego. Why would the ego, who's supposed to be your ally, want to give you negative self-talk? Want to make you so sad, so upset that you want to kill yourself? Well, the ego, all it is, it's a source of protection. It wants to protect you. And unfortunately, it was developed when you were young and might not have had all the pieces. But as we grew up, it was able to function effectively and efficiently enough, not completely, but enough to get you through life. And then something happens later that old wounds kind of fester, pain tends to come back, and there's the ego sitting there going, what am I going to do with this? I'm not ready for it. So it starts to do things for attention, because all the ego wants is attention. And it starts doing negative self-talk on the idea that somehow that's a benefit. It isn't, but hey, if I know I'm fat, then no one's going to insult me that I know I'm fat. And everyone's going to, I already know I'm fat, so when they insult me, I'm already fat. If I can't save money, I'm so bad with money, and everyone knows I'm bad with money, so when they tell me I'm bad with money, I already know it, so it's okay. That's self-talk, negative self-talk. But with that, you have to listen to it compassionately, and don't try to defend yourself. Don't try to say, oh, the ego says, you're fat, and you say, no, ego, no. We're working out. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm doing all these things. No, the ego doesn't care. It just wants to be heard. So it says, oh, wait, I'm being heard. So, yep, you're fat. And it's not good enough. You're not losing enough weight fast enough. That's just the ego. But if you ignore it and just listen and say, don't engage with it. It says, oh, you're fat, and you don't engage with it. What's it going to do? It's going to keep saying it, and then eventually it's going to stop saying you're fat, and the ego's going to come up with, well, maybe we could park the car further away from the entrance of the store and we'll walk, and that's not much of help. But you say, well, thank you for that suggestion. That's a good idea. It's not the greatest, but it is something. It's a positive, helpful thing. And when the ego says something positive and helpful, that's when you engage in it, and that's when you thank it. And this sounds stupid, sounds crazy. Why would you, why would you not try to kill the ego? Why would you want to keep it going? Well, eventually, its negative self-talk is going to stop, or it's going to reduce significantly. And it's going to give you important information. The ego is part of you. The ego is part of you being human. And we need it. We need it as our ally to get through all the difficult parts of life. So the important thing is keep your ego, listen to your ego, become your ego, appreciate your ego, utilize your ego to become your best self, because it's going to give you positive piece of information. Your ego is going to be able to read situations and tell you, that person you probably shouldn't trust. And then you thank you for that information, and you don't quite act upon it, but you use ego to be aware. You're aware of this person who you probably shouldn't trust. Ego says, well, we're at the restaurant and we could have the healthy food or the crappy food, and I think we might want to have the healthy food. It's not calling you fat, it's just giving you an option that might be better. And then you say, thank you, ego. Thank you for giving me that suggestion. And again, you don't have to act upon it, but you do have to acknowledge and thank it for its positive input. And once the ego is at least modicumly your ally, you can be in a better place. You can be more of your true best self. And having the ego as our friend and our ally, well, that's living your best life. What's next?